Arthur Morgan's death isn't just sad, it's the culmination of an entire emotional journey. From the start of the game, Arthur is presented as Dutch's most trusted enforcer, a man deeply loyal to the gang's ideals. However, his moral compass begins to shift as Dutch's leadership starts to crumble. This transformation becomes more urgent when Arthur contracts tuberculosis, a slow and inevitable death sentence in the 1800s. As the disease progresses, Arthur starts to see life differently. He becomes less concerned with outlaw glory and more focused on doing right by those he's wronged, especially John Marston and his family. By the final chapters, Arthur is fully aware he's dying, but instead of running from it, he uses what little time he has left to protect others from Dutch and Micah's corruption. Depending on the player's honor level, Arthur's death can be bittersweet or brutal. In the high honor ending, he dies watching the sunrise, his face calm and accepting, a quiet smile hinting that he's found peace. In the low honor ending, Micah executes him coldly, robbing him of dignity. Either way, his death leaves a massive void, not just for the gang, but for the player who spent dozens of hours living through Arthur's eyes. Number 2. Hosea Mathews. Hosea is the heart and wisdom of the Van der Linde gang. As Dutch's oldest friend, he's been there since the gang's earliest days, helping shape its ideals of freedom and loyalty. Hosea isn't just a con man, he's a thinker, someone who prefers brains over bullets. Throughout the game, he tries to guide Dutch away from reckless decisions, urging him to retire peacefully while they still have a chance. Unfortunately, Dutch's pride and greed lead them to the doomed Saint Denis bank job. Hosea is captured by Agent Milton, and in one of the most gut-wrenching moments, Milton executes him in front of the gang. Dutch watches, helpless, as his oldest friend is gunned down without mercy. Hosea's death is a turning point. Without his stabilizing influence, Dutch spirals faster into paranoia and violence. The gang's unity crumbles, and even Arthur begins to realize there's no coming back from this. Hosea's absence is felt in every bad decision Dutch makes afterward. 3. Lenny Summers. Lenny is the young blood of the gang, energetic, hopeful, and a rare source of genuine friendship for Arthur. Despite his youth, he's fiercely loyal and often serves as Arthur's partner in missions. One of the most memorable lighthearted moments in the game is the drunken night in Valentine, where Arthur and Lenny bond over drinks, laughter, and mischief. That's what makes his death so crushing. During the chaos of the Saint Denis bank heist, Lenny is sprinting beside Arthur, trading gunfire with the law. In a blink, he's shot and killed, collapsing before Arthur can even react. There's no time to grieve. Arthur has to keep fighting, carrying the loss silently. It's a brutal reminder of how quickly life can be snatched away in their world, and it reinforces the tragic truth that the gang's younger members never stood a chance. 4. Kieran Duffy. Kieran starts off as a captive, an ex-O'Driscoll who the gang keeps tied up and under watch. Many members distrust him, but over time, Kieran proves himself useful and loyal, even saving Arthur's life during a mission. He's soft-spoken and awkward, but there's an underlying decency to him that stands out in the gang's rough company. Tragically, his past catches up with him. The O'Driscolls kidnap and torture him, eventually murdering him in one of the most disturbing ways in the game. His headless body is delivered to the gang's camp on horseback, his severed head mounted as a warning. The scene is shocking, not only for its brutality, but because it's the first major loss the gang suffers in the story. For Arthur, it's another example of how loyalty and kindness don't guarantee survival in their dangerous world. 5. Sean Macguire. Sean is one of the gang's most boisterous and charismatic members, an Irish outlaw with a sharp tongue and a knack for getting under everyone's skin. He's often the source of comic relief, trading insults with Arthur and antagonizing his fellow gang members in a way that's more endearing than malicious. Sean's death comes suddenly during a trip to Rhodes. The gang is walking through town, joking and talking, when a single sniper bullet from the Greys hits Sean in the head. He drops instantly, dead before he hits the ground. The suddenness of his death makes it all the more shocking. There's no drawn-out farewell, no final words, just a loud crack of a rifle and the silence that follows. It's a chilling reminder that in the gang's life, death can come at any moment without warning. Number 6. Susan Grimshaw. Susan Grimshaw is the gang's iron-willed enforcer, keeping everyone in line and making sure camp runs smoothly. She's respected, and sometimes feared, by all. Susan's role is one of discipline and order, and while she can be stern, she genuinely cares for the gang. When she discovers Molly O'Shea's betrayal, or supposed betrayal, she shows no hesitation in delivering swift justice. However, her own end comes in an act of pure malice. In the game's final chapters, Micah shoots her without warning during a heated standoff, killing her instantly. Her death is especially bitter because it comes at a moment when tensions are high, and she's one of the few still trying to hold the gang together. With Susan gone, camp morale and order completely fall apart. 7. Molly O'Shea. Molly is Dutch's girlfriend, though by the events of the game, their relationship is falling apart. She's bitter, neglected, and jealous of the attention Dutch gives to the gang's affairs over her. In a moment of drunken anger, she claims she betrayed the gang to the Pinkertons, though it's later implied she might have just been trying to hurt Dutch emotionally. Before she can explain, Susan Grimshaw shoots her dead in front of everyone. It's a shocking and sudden execution, leaving the gang stunned. If Molly was telling the truth, her death is justice. If she wasn't, it's a senseless killing born from paranoia. Either way, it's a tragedy rooted in miscommunication and distrust. 8. Davey Callandar. Davey's death happens before the game truly begins, but its impact is felt throughout the opening chapter. Injured during the botched ferry robbery that sets the story in motion, Davey is slowly dying as the gang hides in the mountains. Arthur visits him in the freezing cold, trying to keep his spirits up, but there's no saving him. Davey's passing is quiet, almost overlooked, but it sets the tone for the game. The gang is already losing people before the real collapse even starts. It's a grim foreshadowing of the losses to come, and a reminder that the gang's glory days are already behind them when the story begins.